Okay, in this lesson we are going to see different classification of types so we can use them effectively. Okay, before going into seeing different classes of types, we are going to learn about diagonal stress. Okay, you can see at the bottom of here the O, I have shown diagonal stress, which is basically you can see this O has varying widths of stroke. So here on the sides it is a bit thick, and where I have put the diagonal stress, it is basically the slimmest stroke. So wherever the stroke is slimmest, you just draw the line from slimmest to slimmest and it shows the diagonal stress. Okay, this is one of the factor in identifying different fonts. Okay, now the first one is Humanist. And Humanist, as the name suggests, it is basically how humans write with the pen in the old times. So you can see this, the strokes and the writing style looks like a human writing with a pen. Okay, now it has two basic factors to identify it. One is this very sloping crossbar of E. You can see it is like this at like 30 or 40 degree angle. And you can see here in the letter beer how it is written. Second is you can see the serifs at the bottom of this N I have pointed out. You can see the serifs are a bit curved like a human foot. So this is one other factor. So this is three factors. It has a very good diagonal stress, very slanted. Then we have sloping crossbar, and then we have foot styled serifs. Okay, now I have shown you old styled or Geralde. I don't know what they pronounce it, Geralde or Gerald. So these are two different classes, old style and transitional. Old style was a bit old and transitional was built upon, or you can say improvised version of this old style. Okay, now the old style have very few factors or to identify it. One is this diagonal stress. It has a good diagonal stress, less than the Humanist, but it has good diagonal stress. Then the top of these, you can see the serifs are at the you can see these ascenders and descenders, they have like this sloped serif end. And then we have this W. It is very unique property of this old style or Garam and Geralde style. You can see over here the W have a crossed version. Okay, so they are overlapping the both. It's like two V's. V letters are overlapping with each other. Okay. Then we have this. You can see I have highlighted this O. E, inside the E it is basically counter, so they have very less counter space. You can see here we have inside the E letter. Then they have the at the top of the T, you can see their serifs are beaks are somewhat slanted. And then if we look at the serifs, you can see at the end of the H letter, they are also a bit, they are not totally straight, they are a bit curvy. Okay, this is all about old style. Main factors are this W and the beak and these slanted tops of D letter and a bit of this diagonal stress in O, you can see over here. Also you can see that the R letter have a curving stroke at the end, and if you look at transitional, there are a lot of differences with this. You can see at the top of the D, the serif is a bit, very pointy. Then diagonal stress is almost straight. You can see diagonal stress is almost straight. And also you can see inside this E letter, the counter is a bit wider or a bit more bigger than the old style. Then we have this W. W is not overlapping, it is a bit different. And then also the beaks of this T letter, they are also pointing downwards, a bit structural. You can say a bit structural. Also there are one more difference I forgot about. If you see the stroke difference in the old style, stroke difference is that if you see this letter H, you can see here we have at the end of the H we have a bit of less stroke contrast. The thick and the thin are very close to each other, okay? But in the transitional, you can see the strokes are vary a lot. Thin is very thinner and the thick is a bit more thicker. So this is also one difference between old style and transitional style. Here are some examples of old style. This is Adobe Devanagari font, and you can see over here how this font has laid out. It is an italic version of that font. Still, that you can see the T is a bit slanted, and in this font you can see it is a maybe a different version. So that is why in different fonts some features cannot be found. Like here we have W. W is just like the transitional font. So sometimes these typeface designers, they mix different properties of two fonts. Okay. Then we have this Minion Pro. It is also old style font. You can see over here still the W is different, but other properties like this ending of this R and the top slants and top serifs and this they are almost like the old style. Okay.